I do not get this. I'm checking out this website about this book, but it makes absolutely no sense at all.
The website's crystal clear.
The website's fine. The book makes no sense.
No, you said the website didn't
The book makes no sense.
Today on the show...
Morning, Scallywags! We were still cracking up over yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's episode, just stop what you're doing right now.
Pause this. Go
back, watch it, because wow.
We had a blast with it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're supposed to sing that.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So that's a running gag too.
Anyway, if you've watched the last few weeks, we have been discussing unsolved mysteries, and today we are discussing a book that makes no sense
to nobody.
Yeah, and the website's fine. I mean, it's perfectly clear.
I really thought you said the website was bad. But
it's a website about a book that makes no sense.
We're talking about the Voynich Manuscript.
Voynich.
The Voynich
Manuscript. Yeah, the Voynich Manuscript. This is an illustrated codex that was handwritten in an unknown writing system. Now, they found this book back in the early 1900s, I want to say.
Yeah, like 1910, 1912, something like that.
Well, it's named after Wilfred Voynich, who purchased the book in 1912. Before that, they just didn't know what the hell it was. But basically, it was carbon dated, believed to be written back in the 15th century, somewhere between 1404 and 1438.
Yeah, it's a ballpark figure.
Somewhere in that vicinity. Basically, it's got a bunch of just writings and weird pictures, and very, very detailed, very, very large. There's about 250 pages remaining out of the book. Some of the pages are missing. But about 240, 250 pages that are still there. And to this day... they have no idea what it means, or what it is, or why, or maybe it's one of the most pointless and elaborate hoaxes in history.
Could be. It's been tried to be deciphered by professional cryptographers, amateur cryptographers, including American and British code makers from both world wars. So, I mean, if that tells you anything, those guys were good at what they did back in the day.
And we could have covered like just undeciphered. Like in front of the CIA, there's a statue basically that has 3 different codex on it. 2 of which have been deciphered, 1 of which they still have no idea what it means, and the guy who made the thing won't say. So then there's a few things out there that are like this, but this one is probably the oldest and one of the most well-known. Yeah,
definitely. It's definitely one of the most well-known out there. It's so well-known is the manuscript was donated to Hans Cross of Yale University, so it can be cataloged and deciphered at a university setting. A lot of people have done novels on this, stories about this. It's rife in people's imagination. It's just one of those classic books that you're just almost there, but then when you think you got it.
Yeah. Now, about a year ago, there was a lot of information started coming out saying, "Oh, they finally deciphered it. They finally figured out what it means." But now, like specialists are coming out and saying, "No, we're no closer.
We weren't
than
any
we
closer
were
than we were
100 years ago." But the overall impression, as far as the purpose of this thing goes, that it was meant to serve as some kind of a pharmacopoeia to basically kind of address like early medicines, medieval times medicines, things like that, early medical procedures. However, the details in like the plants and things that it shows in there are completely alien. The animals that it shows there don't exist, are never known to have existed. So, like, either this guy was getting signals from another world, or at least he thought he was. But yeah, the first section of the book completely it's almost entirely herbal.
Yep.
However, all attempts have failed to identify the plants, either with actual specimens or with the stylized drawings of herbs and things from that time period. Only a few of the plant drawings can be identified with reasonable certainty, such as a wild pansy or the maidenhair fern. The herbal pictures that match pharmaceutical drawings appear to be clean copies of them, except that missing parts were completed with improbable-looking details. So, like, it kind of filled in the gaps, sort of like Jurassic Park style, where, we're missing some DNA, so we'll throw some frog in there. Why not?
Why not?
Because that doesn't make any sense at all, that's why.
You should have thrown in chicken DNA. That would have been perfect.
Episode.
Yeah. The next one is astronomical. There's 21 of those where moons, stars, suns, planets, stuff that doesn't even look like it should be in our night sky or anybody that's ever seen our night sky. Yeah. Most of they're female drawings. There's 30 female figures. Moons, stars, suns, planets, stuff that doesn't even look like it should be in our night sky or anybody that's ever seen our night sky. Yeah. Most of they're female drawings. There's 30 female figures arranged in bands, and they're at least partially nude, but they are holding up labeled stars or shown where stars should either be attached with or tethered to some kind. The other is strictly astrological, not astronomy. Yeah. Biological, again, interspace with figures, women, crowns, bathing in pools, and creatures that just don't exist.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different portions of it kind of at least lend themselves to like it was written to be about alchemy, basically.
Yeah.
But there's nothing that obviously attaches it to alchemy that's in there. It just has that same kind of styling to it. But with the astrological considerations frequently playing a prominent role in herbal gathering, bloodletting, and other medical procedures common during the likeliest dates of the manuscript. However, these interpretations remain speculative. So yeah, I mean that pretty much no idea. In other words,
we don't have a really good idea other than that we can. University of Arizona radiocarbon dated it again. Like we said earlier, between 1400 and 1438. There was something in there about, I scanned over it. August 19th, 1665, a handwritten letter was found inside the cover to accompany the manuscript where John Marcus sent it to Kirchner. It claims that the book once belonged to Emperor Rudolph II, who paid 600 gold ducats for it. The letter was written in Latin and has been translated to English, and the book was then lent to Jacob Huckabee, or Hickory de Topaz, Tepin, I don't know that name. Words. The head of Rudolph's Botanical Garden in Prague, probably to pay a debt. So, I mean, a little bit more back history of the book. Basically, it's been passed around as, well, here's this great unknown text. It's priceless.
Yeah. Obviously, because we don't know what it is. So it could just be some guy's doodlings, but that makes it priceless because it's old.
Yep.
But I mean, there's a lot of theories over what this thing can be. Now, there were some things that were written in there that weren't encrypted. Like there was a name that they found, and I'm gonna butcher this, I know, but Jacob Horkicki of Tepanek, also known by his Latin name Jacobus Sinapius Rudolph II. Now they found this by using ultraviolet light. They found where the name had been written in one of the footnotes of the book. So it's been suggested that the signature may have been added later, possibly even by Voynich himself. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of different theories over what this thing could be. But really, just absolutely nothing.
They're all theories, exactly what
nothing
it is.
Conclusive whatsoever.
The biggest one is that it perhaps is one of the biggest
hoaxes in history.
Yeah. Because of the unusual features of the manuscript and suspicious contents of its illustrations, supports the idea that manuscript may be a hoax. In other words, if no one is able to find the meaning of this, does it truly have a meaning at all?
Occam's razor.
Yep.
Yeah. You can't find an answer. The most obvious one is probably right.
I mean, when you've had people at IBM try to crack this with their supercomputers and the computer is throwing up the white flag, something's up.
I mean, there's like doubled and triple words in there. There's but they've tried everything, using table word prefixes, stem suffixes, all sorts of different things. And absolutely nothing has come out of it. Basically, I mean, similarity between pseudo text generated, different things like that. But I mean, really, there's really no good theories other than they
No.
think it may be something that either is just cataloging, medieval medicines and things that we just may not have been familiar with, or possibly something alien, possibly one of the greatest. I mean, the fact that we're still talking about it in 2018.
Yeah. It could honestly be something from its completely own timeline. It could be. This could lead back to the Hollow Earth theory. Maybe these plants and animals, Mole Men, and Jules Verne, and there's so many theories out there about this. It's just it's one of those things where people have been trying to crack it. They thought they've cracked it. That's been linked back to a hoax. Some people are even equating it with quantum physics now, like it's some split reality.
When you come right down to it, I mean, what my mind goes to when I read about this thing, like you've got, you look back at like Tolkien, the Silmarillion, especially stuff like that, where this guy built an entire world with languages and technologies and things that have never existed, but he built this whole thing and all these different races, different languages, different things, and created them completely from scratch, just to sell a story.
Yeah, he invented the Elvish and Dwarvish language. If you're a gamer out there, he invented those languages.
Yeah, so I mean, this could easily have been
a middle-aged
This
version.
could have been a middle-aged D&D for all we know.
For all we know, yeah. They could have been sitting around a ye old pub going, look at that.
Is it such a far-fetched theory?
There's really not. I mean, it's got pictures of dragons.
Yeah.
It's got pictures of weird, dinosaur-like creatures.
When you get into different herbal things that are supposed to be either alchemic or healing properties, that type of stuff. You've got animals that have never existed. You've got, especially when you get into like the astrological stuff, things like that. I mean, this guy could have just been building a world to sell a story or a game, or this is something.
We don't know.
This is something
We
that
have
happens.
no idea.
It's totally common these days. You look at your Tolkiens, look at your people that made D&D, different stuff like that. They've built these entire worlds, entire races, entire languages, all to sell a game or a story.
I mean, here we're going to go to the biological. A lot of these.
That's just my theory.
Here's some links of it from these different folios. It's got things in caverns and women on top of hills. That could honestly be a Tower of Babel type thing. It's not as far-fetched to think that maybe this is just a great instruction book to how to tell a medieval story.
Yeah.
I mean, just because we can't understand it and we can't decipher it doesn't mean that language or that form of writing didn't exist 900 years ago.
Again, this is just my theory, but I totally believe that's entirely what it was a group of people that were creating either the story or a game or whatever the case may be that it was. And the whole reason why we can't read it was because they made up a language.
Yeah. And
only the guy who made it and a select few others that were involved with it know how to read and speak it. I mean, is that so far-fetched to believe?
It's not really that far-fetched. I mean,
why is that not like a major theory?
We've got nowadays we've got collegiate studies on languages in Star Trek.
Yeah, they teach Klingon in school.
They teach Klingon in school. They teach Romulan in school. It's
make
just
up our own language. Showish.
It's harder than you think. I've tried to create languages for books. It's harder than you think. It's just one of those things where, Sherlock Holmes said it best. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. When you take out the improbable, and whatever you have left, no matter improbable is the truth.
Occam's razor.
Occam's razor, yeah. So it goes back to there's nothing saying that these things couldn't exist and didn't exist. We just haven't found proof of it.
Yeah. And that's why it remains an unsolved mystery. Yay! So, what do you think? What is this thing?
Yeah,
what is your theory on the Voynich Manuscript? Is it something that
Maybe it's a list. Maybe it's a list of their.
It's a grocery list.
It's a grocery list, or somebody typed in some weird words in the Gutenberg press.
Was this just something, the ramblings of a crazy person, or was this just the earliest version of D&D that we just haven't figured out how to play yet?
Yep.
What do you think? Put it in the comments below.
Continue to follow us across social media platforms, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter.
Yeah, and do those things. Make sure you guys continue to comment, like, share, and most importantly,
subscribe.
One button click. What's it gonna hurt?
And while you're on the Facebooks, right there, get you one of those.
Yeah.
That's a nice looking shirt you got there.
Well, thank you. I like this shirt. It's very comfy.
That is the show t-shirt. That is a t-shirt you can buy. You can support us by buying that. The short sleeve, as you see there, doesn't have to be black, doesn't have to be blue. It can be your choice of colors for both of them. That short sleeve right there is $20.
Well, not this one in particular, but one like it.
Well, he may sign it for you, and you never know.
It's gonna cost
short sleeve for $20, long sleeve for $22, and our hoodies for those nice crisp fall evenings coming up pretty quick, they're $25.
Kids are back in school. It's crazy.
Oh, good Lord!
Where did the summer go? I want it back.
Summer's gone.
Well, it's still here, but you know what we mean. But anyway, yeah. So get yourself one. Just send us a private message there on our Facebook letting us know what colors you would like and what size you need. We'll get that process started for you.
Tomorrow is our favorite day of the week, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, should do that. They should do that.
They should do that.
They should totally do that.
Oh, we're done? Are we done? You know, I've got this really cool game I want to introduce to you.
Okay, bye. Hey, it's me, Spoo. I'm sitting on a cop's bike. This may be a bad idea. And this is your Russian clip of the day. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.